My name is Eunice Kamau, Head of Avifauna Research and Monitoring at Lewa Wildlife Conservancy. Here at Lewa Wildlife Conservancy, we do monitor different bird species. So we monitor water birds, we also monitor birds of prey, and also keep an updated checklist of all the birds we have at Lewa Wildlife Conservancy. We usually collect the data for water birds and also for raptors by conducting survey. And in this survey, we collect different types of data. So we collect the population dynamics. We also collect the breeding status of these birds. So we use different applications, mobile applications, to collect the data. So as Lewa Wildlife Conservancy, we have prioritized the conservation of birds of prey and also water birds. And this is because these two groups of bird population are being mostly affected by the effects of climate change and also habitat degradation and infrastructural development. So you get that, like for example, birds of prey, most of them are endangered, and that means that their population is really declining, and we need to prioritize conservation efforts to protect these birds, of which Lewa is really geared towards scaling up the conservation efforts of birds of prey and water birds. So the change in rainfall patterns has really affected the birds population, and this is, we have had droughts, longer drought season that is affecting the food for the birds, and this has also affected the birds that migrate, and of which their migration is triggered by weather patterns. So you get that they don't know when to migrate or when not to migrate, because if they were to migrate during a dry season, it's already wet. When they are to migrate during a wet season, then it's already dry. So you get that they are really confused of when to migrate or when not to migrate. So monitoring of birds in any ecosystem is very critical, and this is because birds are used as ecological indicators in any ecosystem. So it may take a longer time for an animal like elephant, for example, to sense any change in the environment, but because of the size of a bird, it will take very minimal time for any manager to detect any change in the ecosystem. So therefore, we need to prioritize monitoring of birds, keeping a close eye on their population and how they're behaving in the ecosystem, and that one will be able to inform any change in the environment that may affect other wildlife. In the field of conservation, it is a field that is mostly felt that men are the only ones who really can make up conservation or up their efforts towards conservation, but I feel that even women, they have a very key role to play in conservation of our precious ecosystem, and therefore I like to encourage women to take up the lead in gearing up the efforts in conservation, and also I'll also encourage they take up leadership roles in this sector of conservation, and that one will help us to all join hands and conserve our precious biodiversity. I like vultures so much, and this is because vultures play a critical role in the ecosystem, and that's they clean our ecosystem. So whenever there is a carcass, and these carcass may harbor bacteria that may cause diseases to spread to other wildlife. So vultures play that critical part to come, feed on the carcass, clean up the environment, and therefore maintaining a very healthy ecosystem.